Greetings, y'all. It's Matt from the Green Arcade. Good morning. How's everybody doing? We're back playing some more Farming Simulator 25. So we've got a little bit of harvesting to do today. I've got the cotton picker going. Got a bale behind me that's shaking. I don't know why, but it is shaking behind me. He's down yonder some way. I've had him hired out for a minute. So we've got a few bales out there. Let's go tab around to this stuff. There he is. So he's working on getting the rows straightened out into the 90-degree lines. If you watch the YouTube videos from yesterday, you'll know that I started the phase 1 of the tree removal over on this field on the west side of the map. And I've gotten a whole bunch of them taken out. Basically everything you see plowed there is where trees once stood. So, still working on that. We'll look at that more later. Tab around here. Let's see. I had these guys started up. Oh, no, they don't want to stay started. Okay, maybe I need to come up and offload them first. Maybe that's what the problem is. Fuzzy, you've got a setting on. I was thinking to say there's a little speaker there. There we go. I'll hire this out once this offloads here. Yeah, I think you've got a, you need to go into settings, Fuzzy. And turn, I gotta look and see what it is because I don't even remember what it is. I'm trying to remember which one it's under. It's not under that one. I think it's under general, maybe. Yeah, I think it's under sound. You've got a microphone or something that it's picking up you trying to talk. So I think it's under sound. It may be in the main menu. I don't even remember. It's been so long since I've messed with any of that stuff. I thought it would have been under sound. Volume master. Voice chat volume. There it is. That needs to be turned off. Yeah, turn that to off. I think that's it. Or maybe it's voice input mode. It's one of these. Just make sure those are off. Voice input mode is off. Voice chat volume off. Okay. Alright, let me see if I can hire that back up. Hopefully he'll go pick up where he left off. Normally they do. Think about it, buddy. Come on, buddy. Just go straight. Think a little harder. Oh, you had to do a complete reinstall last week. Oh. That's always fun. Let's pull this up here. Tried to walk around my tractor. That didn't work too well, did it? Here we go. So we're harvesting the big bean field, and then we've got to get going on corn later. We got a lot of corn out there. Cotton guy, he pretty much, you know, does his own thing, so we'll just let him run until he finishes. Morning, Twitchy. How's it going? Been fishing yet? Yes. On this map? Have I been fishing on this map? I don't know if I've been fishing on this map. There's a pond right in front of me. Let me... wonder if I can go fishing down here. Assuming there are fish in this. I bought a fishing pole, so I'm thinking yes. I think wherever there's water, you can pretty much go fishing. Ooh. I can remember how to do it in a second. This is incredibly difficult for the uncoordinated. Okay, we got something. Trout. Okay. So yes, you can go fishing. Good morning, Adam. How's it going? Advance our time up a little here too. All right. I don't see it popping up on the screen, so I'm guessing you got it off now. That's just an in-game thing. I don't know about you console people if you guys actually use that. That's actually how y'all communicate in multiplayer on console, maybe. I know with the PC people, most of the time, you know, we do like TeamSpeak or that's always kind of what we've done. I have got some Dr. Pepper strawberry. Decided to mix it up a little bit. Dr. Pepper. Soybean dust. Ah! Need to empty this. Come on, tractor, you can do it. I know you're full, but let's go. You've got the power. I don't know why you're struggling. I feel like this tractor. Now I hate to really, you know, say anything about it because I'm grateful that EY brought this tractor to everybody for both console and PC, but it needs, I feel like it's underpowered. I know what the horsepower rating says, but I feel like the horsepower is underrated for it, and I feel like the sound is underrated for it. It needs to have a deeper sound, and it needs to have more power, more torque, something like that. I don't know. It feels like he's done the smaller tractors. It feels like a smaller tractor. It's supposed to, this tractor I know is supposed to have way more oomph than it has. And the sound, again, literally it sounds like my lawnmower. Or maybe even a lawnmower smaller than mine, to be honest. I mean, listen to it. I think it needs an upgrade. It needs to sound like the other one. Like this one. It needs to sound like this one. Listen to this one. Hear how deep that sounds at idle? Hear how deep that sounds driving this one? Hear how that doesn't sound like a lawnmower? Even when you turn. Morning, Grandpa. Yeah, that's kind of the sound that other one. I wish I could just swap out the sound packages, to be honest. Now, the idle sound is maybe okay. But the actual driving sound, it goes from the idle sound. There's the idle sound. Got too much whine to it. I've been around this tractor in real life. It does not sound like this. Is there anything I can do to change it? Is it like an engine upgrade, or? I think I've got the engine already there at the 5488. Nope. Nothing I can do. Early morning harvest here in Gage, Kentucky. I want a barbecue mod. I was looking for that this morning, and I did find some cool like little barbecue trailers and stuff, but I want a actual barbecue mod where you can take your pigs, and where you can take your like your Angus cows, the beef cows, you know, and maybe some other stuff. It'd be nice to have, like, I hate to say diner, It'd be nice to have like a barbecue and slash steakhouse. You know, barbecue steakhouse. You know, to where you could have all the benefits of pigs and the cows. So you could have steaks, you could have pulled pork barbecue, you could have ribs, you could even have the breakfast set up where you could have steak and eggs. You know, you could take your eggs there and have take onions there, and you know, it'd be nice to have like a you know, like a steakhouse. It'd be really cool if they would put that in. I know Giants won't do it probably, but if somebody could mod that in. I know there's some other little stuff that I'm looking at, maybe building here in Gage, Kentucky, but it'd be nice to have that, to where you could like load up your pigs. You know, it could be like a butcher slash barbecue steakhouse. You know, basically they take care of all of it. Don't really need a slaughterhouse. I mean, that would be something, but don't really need that. Just make it to where we can have some barbecue. All we have right now is the Gage grill and grocery. That's it. It'd be nice if we could take our pigs there. I don't think you can though. Don't think you can take your pigs there. I don't even think there's an animal dealer here, is there? I haven't seen one. Where do you go to look for that? It's not on the map. Basically, we got just the two things, just the dryer and the refinery thing. Time to industrialize Gage, Kentucky, just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Dude, we need a Japanese steakhouse. Then we could supply them with propane and propane accessories and sushi, and you know, we could actually take the fish that we catch and, you know, sell them down there at the Japanese steakhouse. And they could, you know, that'd be cool if you could go inside and they got like cook the stuff right there in front of you, because you know they do that. You go in there, you sit down, they fire up the grill right there with the flames and everything. That'd be really cool. I'm asking a lot now. Yes, would be cool. Oop, there's a save. Can't get out of the saves once they start. So we don't have a whole lot left here in this bean field. I do have some later beans over here that I got, but those won't be ready for, looks like maybe December. It's November now. We do have a lot of corn that we got to harvest. We got 2 fields of corn down here. Got a little bitty field of corn right there. And then a little bitty field of corn right there. And we don't own any of this other stuff yet, so. Uh-oh. I didn't run off in the water, did I? I wasn't paying attention. Hang on. Nope, I didn't run off in the water. Thank goodness the trees are still there. Where did he go? Alright, he's going back that way. I'm going to go ahead and go offload this, because his next pass is going to be longer. The tractor is not amphibious. Wouldn't that be cool to have an amphibious tractor? It'd be weird, but it'd be cool. We need that little amphibious SUV thing. A little crawler thing that they got. We need that. You could take that out. You could basically use it as a like an SUV, like an ATV, and then you could drive it into the water and go out there and go fishing. That'd be pretty cool. Now that we have fishing, you know, I wonder if they'll do that. Will they put in like, you know, the little metal fishing boats and stuff like that? That would be cool. Wait right here, and I'll wait for you, with or without you. Okay, let's go take a look around. So we'll go back over into growth. So yeah, this is the field that I've been working on. This is the original field here, and then you can see where the trees were. Everywhere there's dark purple, that's where the trees were. That's where I've plowed out. So all of this was trees. This was a tree line. All of this was trees. I did have to buy these two fields up here because I started working over here, and apparently this property, if you go over into farmland, that kind of crosses over into that, and this one did too. Right there at the corner, it crossed into it. So I had to buy those two just to kind of get in there and start working. But you can see, and this, I may move these lines a little bit, I've started a preliminary kind of plow line. It's going to be like a connect the dots type thing. Matter of fact, there's my tractor with my plow on it. But yeah, it's going to be kind of like a connect the dots type thing. I'm just trying to plot out where to put the edge of the field. Now this is that ditch right there that I said we were going to keep, so I'm going to probably curve this around. And then I made this line very straight. We'll go take a look at that here in a minute. So yeah, just made that line very, very straight down through there. Plowed down over through here. And then that will connect to that eventually. The reason why I haven't cleared any more trees is because, number one, I didn't have a whole lot of time to do it right away. But maybe I'll work on that before we plant this and then incorporate all this together. If not, I can just do what I've got going over here so far. Matter of fact, while we're waiting for that combine. There it is. So yeah, this is where I had all the trees out here. They're gone. Drive down south here and kind of look at this from the southern direction here. Got my fuel tank on the back of this. This is the fuel tanker. You can do this with this tank. You can do fuel. You can do liquid fert. You can do herbicide, milk, digestate. Lots of different liquids you can put in this. I think you can even do water with it. Nice little mod to have out of the mod hub. But yeah, still got a ton of trees to clear out in the center. I'm just trying to get a perimeter kind of plowed out to where I know where I want to clear the trees out. So I cut some trees down through here, made this plowed out path. So this will be the edge of the field. This will be the perimeter. And it goes straight north this way. Oh no, that's not gonna like the GPS, is it? Nope. Nope. I'm gonna take the GPS off. I'm just gonna have to steer it. Doesn't like that GPS at a high speed. So yeah, just cleared out these trees, plowed this straight line. Plowed this out with the GPS, so it should be pretty straight. Well, all the trees over here on my right, those will go. This will all be field eventually. Got a lot of open kind of meadow type grass fields out here. But yeah, all of this will be field. Gonna do a little smoothing out here. Then this curves around this way. Yeah, I gotta do a lot of smoothing, It's a little bumpy. This is, I kept the road for now till we get done with this whole project. What I'm gonna have to do is come in and do that, the painting trick. So you paint where the stones are. That's how you get rid of the stones. Paint the area. And then if it's got to be an area that you're going to plow up. So paint it, that gets rid of the stones, and then you plow it up. Your field won't have stones in it. But I am going to keep this ditch right through here. And the tractor is sitting down that way. This kind of goes around the perimeter. And again, I may move this perimeter a little bit. I may move it over a little. Or I may move it kind of west that way and maybe north that way too a little bit. Just came through and cut out a path basically. And I'm going to curve it around that way to connect with that other edge of the field over there. And there's the tractor with the plow on it. Bought that on sale. In a good tractor. And then there's an area over here somewhere where I discovered there were some stones. I think there was a little road over here. I'm gonna have to come back and probably just paint that a little bit and re-plow it out. Somewhere over here. Ah, right there. Yeah, so there's the stones. So planting over them doesn't get rid of them. Plowing over them doesn't get rid of them. Yeah, somebody on YouTube, and I gave a shout out to him in that video. Basically, just paint over those areas and then re-plow. Another person said using a stone picker would get it out. So, but then if you did the stone picker, you'd have to either lease a stone picker or buy a stone picker, and I didn't want to do that. So, morning, Big Al. How's it going? And you're welcome, Fuzzy. Alright, I gotta get back over to the harvest that's ongoing right now, too. So yeah, I got a little bit of plowing to do over here. Work in progress. Gonna be several phases. Yep, they got full. I love being able to set this now. So if I want to put it at 85, if I want to set it at 90, I can do this all on my controller now. So if I'm sitting here and I'm not locked in where I need to be, I can adjust that. And then when I get ready to take off, I'll be good to go. It'll just kind of turn into that preset number. Truck was iced over this morning. Ooh. That's never fun. Had to defrost it. I've got that de-icer, you know, the yellow spray bottle that comes in a, well, it's a spray that comes in a yellow bottle. Let me rephrase that. I use that, especially like mainly just on like the doorknob and the windows and the windshield. I'll spray that on there and it does it really well. It melts that ice right off of there. With the combination sometimes of the like an ice scraper or something, but most of the time the de-icer spray that loosens it up and gets it to where I can get it off there. Very rare, very rare now that I have to do that anymore, because I park my truck in the garage. So when I get in my truck, there's never any snow or ice. It's never been sitting out in the rain or anything like that, so never been sitting in the weather. The only time I've had to do that now is when I park it at work, because a lot of times I'll have to park outside at work, out in the weather. So it might get snow on it, it might get ice on it, you know, like a freezing rain or sleet or something like that. That's really the only time that I have to do that now. Yeah, it's literally called the de-icer. It's you can get it at Walmart. That's usually where I get mine. I'm sure you can get it probably at like an auto store too. It comes in a yellow bottle. It's got a yellow cap on the spray thing at the top, and I think you can get it like with a scraper on it too. But I always just get the spray bottle because I've already got a scraper. Works pretty good. Morning Storms, how's it going? Come back to this over here. A little foggy here in Gage, Kentucky. Oh, did that Mac get full? Yeah, just take the beans straight to the dryer. I think I've got it, I think I've still got some in there going, but, let's see, soybeans, yeah. So there's quite a few in there drying right now. Since that's going to be our primary source of income, dried beans and dried corn. We'll take the beans and the corn straight to the dryer. Say the difference between this 5488 and the other 5488 that we had from Itch was this one, when the paint wears off, it only wears off like where it needs to. That other one, the paint would wear off inside the cab here, and the knobs and stuff, and the upholstery would all turn like liquid metal. It was like very reflective liquid metal. Kind of weird. If you go back and watch the Judith Plains map, you'll see the videos where that happened. But this one, I will say, this tractor is better. This one's more, I would say more definitely, the model itself is better. Needs a sound upgrade. Needs a power upgrade, I think. Because I don't think it's actually rated at what the horsepower says. Oh yeah, I built a shed too. That's the big shed. It's one from Icas, I-K-A-S. Is that how you say it? Icas? That's the big shed from him. So built that over there. We can park a lot of our equipment in there, if not all of it currently. There's Fuzzy with a load of beans going into the dryer. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Beans going in there. Dryers at full speed ahead drying them beans. We'll have those to sell this next summer. Maybe we'll have some additional sell points too, that we can have some more competition as far as the buying price of our dried beans and dried corn. I think we got plenty of propane in here. Yeah, it's got plenty for right now. There's a shed here. I may not keep the truck in here. I just pulled it in here because it was raining the last time I was using it. Definitely put our tractors in there. Combines. Anything that needs to be out of the weather. Which is a lot of our stuff, but like our baler, you know. Stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff down there sitting at the shop that needs to be in there. It remind me the corn header for the internationals down there too. I did upgrade that corn header. Gonna combine some fields together over on Alma. That sounds good. We did that. I would go back to Alma if he ever made that a 4X map. That'd be cool. I don't think the last time I checked his Facebook, he's kind of just, I guess maybe he took off the holidays. I haven't gone over there recently. Let's see. Nope, his last post was from October when he did the Iowa Plains View update and the update for the grain silo. So he may be taking a break from the modding for right now. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing, bro? Where are you going? Are you not? You're not gonna turn around and just go that way? Nope. He's decided he wants to go down that way. Maybe he's gonna go finish that other end down there. The logic behind some of the hired worker stuff is still kind of weird. I'll just follow behind him. Dun, 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 my international harvester. Chugging 5 miles an hour. Really, we're going 6. In our international harvesters. Guess I could go ahead and dump while we're doing this little slow procession down the field. But these grain carts are good because they're small and they're short enough for these combines to empty into, but the tractors that I've got right now, again, that's another reason why I think the power, he needs to take another look at the power. I don't think it's rated for what it actually says, because this is like 100 and, what is it, 100 and something horsepower, 150, 170 something. I'd have to go look. Let's see. 5488. Yeah, this is 165. It doesn't feel like 165. It really doesn't. Doesn't sound like 165 either. Alright, so he's just doing his slow crawl down to the other end. I'm betting he's wanting to hit this little boot down here. Guess I could go fishing while I'm waiting on him. Yeah, he's probably gonna hit that little end right there. Alright, well, while I'm waiting on him. Find a good spot. Trees and stuff all in the way here. Down in here. I think it's better over on that side where there's less reeds sitting. I am getting better at this. Takes a little practice. I feel like it drops faster than it should. Got one. That's not a bad one. Another trout. We're $200 richer. Oh, there he is. Fishing time's over. Yeah, I'll take your green. Come on. Give it to me, give it to me. The map looks stunning in November. Yes, it does. It really does. Especially there's some areas going down the highway over there. On the east side, the north side, really just anywhere. But especially over there, it's like the trees are on both sides. So it's like you're driving through a fall wonderland. It's not a winter wonderland, it's an autumn wonderland. So if I went, let's see, I wonder if I can like teleport over there. Don't have any vehicles over there right now. If I go to find something closer, maybe this field. Make sure I'm running the right way. Yeah, so here's the highway. So when you run down through here, you got trees kind of on both sides. Like an autumn wonderland. A little foggy right now. Oh, the weather outside is chilly. What rhymes with chilly? I don't know. It is a pretty map though, you're right. Where did he go? Why didn't he come back the other way? He didn't even hit that over there. Why did he come all the way back down the field? And now he's going back that way. I don't know about these hired workers. Tell you what, the really, really fun project is going to be that field right there. That's got so many, like, really big, deep runoffs on it. That's going to be a fun project. That field right there, because it goes all the way up here. And then it comes around. This is the cattle area there. And then it comes all the way over here. All the way down here. That's going to be a project right there. I would say maybe after this one, work on maybe merging these two together. I know you can buy a lot of this up here. And I'll definitely work around the power poles up there. Need to work on this one over here. I haven't decided where to keep this silo system right there. There's a silo system over there, but I haven't decided where to keep that or not. I may sell it. I don't know. But I need to redo that field a little bit over there, I think. It sits right on the border of the map too. Yep, that's the border. But you can expand that a little bit. Can't do very much over here. Can't expand too much this way. You don't want to expand too much. Matter of fact, some parts of it are too close to the border, so I'll have to probably do a little bit of grassing in over there. Hello, Troy. How's it going? Yeah, that's the one thing. You get these hired workers in here and they just drive around not actually doing something, and they're wasting your money. My thing is their pay needs to be a little more realistic too. I have never met a farmer that paid a hired farmhand thousands of dollars for an hour's worth of work. Not that much. Looks like the sun's coming on up outside. Had a lot of rain last night. I'm thinking about investing in a Some type of lawn vacuum. Something that I can go out there and like vacuum up my leaves. Yeah. How much an hour? Yeah. I'm telling you, these are contracted workers here. They're the traveling workers, so they're more expensive, I guess. I don't know, and they're not that great. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it again. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Is he afraid to go back the other way and harvest the other direction? You know what? I'm gonna help you out, bro. I'm wondering, is he just picking up on that little boot down there? I don't know, but I'm gonna help you out. We're gonna go a little faster. I think I'm gonna cut that little boot down there. Maybe that's what he's kind of triggering on. Maybe that's why he's turning around. I don't know. Dr. Pepper time. This is the original, the OG. The strawberry one's okay. It's nice for a change, but I won't buy, I won't buy that on a regular basis. I think the next one I might try will be the cream soda again. I like the cream soda one. It tastes like a Dr. Pepper float. Have you ever had a vanilla ice cream Coke float or Dr. Pepper float or root beer float? It kind of tastes like that. I don't think I'm going to do the blackberry again. The blackberry, it tastes too much like Dimetap. You guys remember Dimetap? You ever take that as a kid? You had a cough or something like that, and you had to drink the grape flavored cough medicine, cough syrup. It tastes too much like that to me. That's what it reminds me of. And it may just be because it's carbonated or something like that. I don't know, but seen some cherry ones. Maybe they're gonna bring those back. I don't know. I'm not a big cherry person though. Unless it's like a cherry delight or like a cherry pie. Something like that. See, look at that. $2,900 for what? An hour's worth of work? $2,900. So we granted, you have to divide that by 3 because we had the cotton guy going and then we had 2 harvesters going. So basically just say $3,000. That's $1,000 per person. If I could get a job where I can get paid $1,000 an hour, Dude, I'd retire in a couple years. That'd be it. I might just try to hang on to that job because those are far and few between. I'm gonna cut this because he might be picking up on this. Maybe that's why he's coming back down this way. And not harvesting back that other way. And mad harvesting skills. Much better than our hard workers here. Recognize. Okay, I'm gonna try to hire him out from here. Go that away, bro. It is your destiny. Harvest towards the west. And then come back towards the east. Use the force, Luke. You don't know the power of the red side. Okay. He's going. We'll see if he turns around. I think I've still got my tractor down there, so. How's the cotton guy doing? No, he's doing good. Still rolling. Got another bale back there. Got a bale there. Putting out some cotton dust there. He's emptying into there. Yep, I'll just be white. I'll be white here. I'll be white here waiting for him. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. Da, 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 da. Who sings that? Isn't that from the 90s? Gotta look that up now. Lyrics. That is Richard Marx. Whatever it takes, or hell my heart breaks, I will be right here waiting for you. No, that came out in 1989. Look at that. No, it's not Bryan Adams. Yeah, Richard Marx did that one. Now, I'll give you Richard Marx and Bryan Adams. They sound the same as far as like the style of their songs. You take Bryan Adams, he sung Heaven and When You Love a Woman and Everything I Do. Old Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves song. And oh, let's see, Summer of '69. He did a lot. He's got a lot of songs. What else did Richard Marx sing? Let's see. Do a little search. I remember back in the day when we didn't have, you know, internet and phones, you know, and stuff like that, and we would just be like, what else did they sing? I don't know. We'll just have to listen to the radio for hours on end and see if we can catch one of their songs. Nope. Now you can just pull your phone up, type in what you want to know, and it, boom, goes right away. You can even talk to your phone now. So, All right, he sung Right Here Waiting. Hold On to the Night. Hold on to the night. And some of these, I bet I know them, but without playing them, like the song titles look familiar, and I bet if I played it, I'd be like, oh, yep, I know that one. Yeah, he sung Hazard, Now and Forever, Endless Summer Night, Angelia. Yep, gonna have to go back and look at that. And Bryan Adams, he did, yeah, Everything I Do, Heaven, Summer of '69, Run to You, I remember that one, Cuts Like a Knife, Have You Ever Really Loved a Woman, did I say Heaven? Yeah, Heaven's on that list already. There's another song that he did that's not it's not one of his more popular songs. It's called Only the Strong Survive, from one of his late 80s albums. I really like that song. If you've ever seen Problem Child 2, it's the title song for Problem Child 2. So like when they're running the credits at the beginning of Problem Child 2, that's Only the Strong Survive by Bryan Adams. I think they also used it in Hitman Heart. Kind of the biopic documentary type movie for Brian Hart. Fine line between pleasure and pain. Conscience be your guide. Okay, he is going to harvest that way. Till we meet again. Time has come. You can stand or you can run. Don't keep it all inside. We gotta understand, there ain't no second chance. No one gets out of here alive. Only the strong survive. Do 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 do. Really upbeat song. If you're gonna go out for a walk or run or exercise or anything, something high, you want something high or fast paced, that's a good one. Only the Strong Survive by Bryan Adams. That song, Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue. All good, faster kind of paced songs. Nothing but a good time. Any Way You Want It by Journey. Be Good. I think Be Good to Yourself was a good fast-paced Journey song. Come on, tractor, go. Probably should have emptied. I'll do that before I get past here. Before I start going back uphill down here. Yeah, I saw a list of like the top 80s artists, and they did not have Phil Collins on that list. it was like a long list too. I'm like, how do they not have Phil Collins or Genesis on that list? And the list was put out by Rolling Stone magazine. I'm like, how do they not have Phil Collins on there? I remember, don't worry. How could I forget this first time, the last time we ever met? I can feel it rolling in the air tonight. Hold on. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Hold on. I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Are those the actual lyrics? That's what I've always been singing, so. You never really know the lyrics, like the real lyrics to a song, because, you know, there's a lot of songs that I've been singing my whole life, and then you actually go and look up the lyrics to some of the songs you've been singing for your whole life, and then you're like, oh no, I've been singing that wrong. Like that song, what is that song? Love lifts us up where we belong. So it's not. I always thought the lyrics were, and I'm probably gonna get it wrong again. I always thought the lyrics were "Where the Eagles Fly." It's not "Where the Eagles Fly." It's "Where the Eagles Cry." Like, you know, they cry, they scream, you know, they do their little eagle cry. Where the eagles cry, not where the eagles fly. I always thought it was where the eagles fly. I've been singing that wrong all my life. As long as it vibes, you're good. Thinking about swapping these tractors out. I just keep this one for mowing and maybe raking or heading and all that stuff. I'm gonna grab this other one. Dump these beans out. Is the game worth getting? Yeah, if you like farming. You like any aspect of farming, whether it be, you know, like what we're doing now, like the row crop stuff, any type of agriculture with animals. You can do root crops. You can do like the row crops. You can do grass work, hay work. If you like doing anything, you know, baling, all that stuff, you'll probably enjoy it. If you've played any of the other ones and you liked those, you'll probably like this one. Alright, let's go. Oh, I ran into the silo. Let's go grab this other tractor. Might change the wheels out on it though. I've got it set up for fertilizing right now. Keep that. We got narrow tires on it. They're the twin narrows, but I don't know. Those don't look quite right. Let's do the rear twins like that. And make sure it didn't put the plate back on there because it normally does. It did. We do not need a license plate for that. Looks good. Fresh new tires. Not even dirty. This one should have a little more power to pull that too. I think Fuzzy's running 228 horsepower on his. Maybe you'll get that front weight over there too. Let me do that while he's... Where's he at? Oh, he's way down there now. Let me go grab that front weight real quick. I think it's over here at this other yard. Did they finally fix the game? Which part? There's been a lot of things that needed fixing, so... I think that front weight is right there. This is actually the bigger weight, but I'll go with it. I don't know where the other one's at. It may be on the Magnum. No, it's not on the Magnum. Where is the other one? I don't know what happened to that other weight. Yeah, this is the big one. This will work. I don't know what happened to that other weight. Around here somewhere. Whoa. I don't know if I took it over to that farm or... It might be down at the shop. I'll have to look. Nowadays most games need fixing. Yeah. I know that's what's causing the delay for Grand Theft Auto 6. And they're saying there's a possibility that it might get delayed again. So we might not see that game until 2027. They're saying they're still working on content update. There's been a lot of leaks come out from a lot of the developers that developed the game. They actually fired like almost 40 developers for leaking information, and some of those leaks that came out, one of them was like a secret Grand Theft Auto Online project that when the release gets closer, whatever the final release date is, there's going to be I'm trying to remember what they called it. I think it was called The Last Run or something like that, was the title of the mission. And it was going to be a mission where you would have to traverse like the entire map, like kind of like a one last look type deal. So the mission, you do that mission, and it's like a transport mission. It's like a whole big, kind of like heist type thing. But then at the end of the mission, it shows like you driving to some unknown location, and it's got to be a location on the coast somewhere where it's on the ocean, and then off in the distance, like in the haze, you can see the outline of Vice City. It's like a cutscene to Vice City. So that's how they're gonna send Grand Theft Auto 5 Online off, and then transition into Grand Theft Auto 6. And the other part of that leak, that same leak, said that you would be able to bring whatever cash you had on you then to Grand Theft Auto 6, and then your character, you could bring your character over to Grand Theft Auto 6 online, and all that. So I'll tell you, once they launch 6, they'll probably be shutting down a lot of the servers for Grand Theft Auto 5 Online. Tires may be too wide for this. They stick out there quite a bit, don't they? Have to put some wide tires on this or something with some weights. Yeah, it keeps, I guess my front wheel, or that rear twin wheel, is causing him to stop. Let me see if I can fix that. So not the rear twins. Maybe the wides with weights. Or I could just go back to the standards with weights. Well, those wides don't look bad. So there's the standards with weights. Try the wides with weights. Did that put a plate on that? I didn't even check that. Dang it, it did. Hang on. No plates. No plates. It's a trailer or something like that, we can do it. But not on the tractors. Not on, like, your actual non, like, just no. Alright. I got the wides with weights on there now. This is the wide ones. The wide twos, I think, were too wide. I need to go do the car wash thing. Right now you can get, there's a car wash over there on Grand Theft Auto that's worth $1 million, but you can get it for free right now. I need to go do that. I don't know when that ends either. Hopefully it hasn't ended yet. But I need to go do that. I really want to get on the Red Dead Redemption online stuff too. I haven't done that yet either. I've got a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do that I haven't. I never have any time anymore to do a whole lot of stuff. Always working. Always working or playing Farm Sim, and I love Farm Sim. Farm Sim is awesome. Farm Sim and pizza. And orange soda. And Dr. Pepper. That's where it's at. You want to send me on vacation? Give me those things. Maybe a good movie to play in the background. Yeah, hear how this tractor sounds? This is exactly how that other tractor needs to sound. Doesn't need to whine. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I will be right here waiting for you. That's gonna be stuck in my head all day now. I did pretty good on this field, considering it had all those runoffs and stuff in it. Does your Xbox controller rumble, vibrate in FS25? I had to replace my controller the other week. It doesn't rumble, and I'm pretty sure, unless I'm going mad, that the old one did. This one, mine does not rumble in FS25. I don't know if that's a setting maybe that you can turn on. Mine does not. Mine is not an Xbox, like Xbox controller, but it is an Xbox controller. Mine is a, let me, hang on, I gotta look at the bottom of here, let's see, fine print. Mine is a Power A controller, that's the brand. It's got the Xbox logo on the button at the top. So it is technically an Xbox controller. It's just not put out by Microsoft. This controller is the Power A controller is a backlit controller. I think I'm just going to go with a Xbox controller. I don't really need the backlit part. It is kind of cool, but if this one fails like the other one did, the other one, it still kind of worked, but the joystick on it, like, it was slightly to where it was like turning one direction. So I had to replace it with another one. So this is the new one, and it's working for right now, knock on wood. But now this one never rumbled. To be a true out of the factory controller. I don't think my controllers have ever rumbled in Farming Simulator. I think it's a setting. I wonder if, is that something maybe you could look at in here? Control, this is just controls here. Okay, here's some controls. Let's see, axis. Don't want to change anything. I'm just going to scroll through here and see if there's anything in here. Now, I don't see anything in here that says anything about vibrating, and I'm wondering if I can go in and maybe just change the dead zone on that other one. I don't see anything in there. So, like, if you're in the main menu then. say mine have never have. I was on PlayStation for a while. I was on Xbox for a while. And then I switched to PC, and I don't think mine have ever rumbled in Farming Simulator. Yeah, this one might not rumble. This is not, again, this is not a Microsoft Xbox controller. Well, I take that back. When I play Grand Theft Auto with this controller, it does rumble. This one does rumble. So, this one does have the ability to rumble. So I guess it's technically recognized as an Xbox controller. But it's never rumbled in Farm Sim. So that may just be a Farm Sim thing. Does anybody else's controller rumble in Farm Sim? Yeah, I don't think there is a, I don't think that's a thing. I don't think I've never even on console, I've never had my controller rumble on Farm Sim. I probably need to go empty this. Yeah, they'll definitely rumble right off the table. That's for sure. I remember back in the day, I was on the flight simulator with the Microsoft Sidewinder Force Feedback Pro joystick. That thing would rumble, and if you didn't hold on to it, it would do that. And then if you let it go, like if you just kind of, I guess it maybe had something to where maybe it detected your grip or something like that. But if you let go, it would like completely release like the tension on it. So it just become like a limp controller, like a limp joystick. Like the vibration would stop. You could feel like the tension, it had tension on it too. So like if you were trying to pull back, if you were in a dive and you tried to pull back on the Force Feedback Pro controller, or not controller, joystick, you could feel the tension in the stick, but you had to hold on to the stick. If you let go of the stick, it would just release all of that, and yeah, that was always weird. That thing was massive too. That joystick had its own motor built into it, and it had a giant fan built into the like the base of it, so you could hear that thing when you really got going. It needed all of that to keep it cool and all that. But that was, gosh, that was back when they first started doing all that. That was back in the 90s when I got that controller for Flight Sim. Then they came out with another controller. It was the same kind of branded controller. It was Microsoft Sidewinder, not controller. I keep saying controller. The Microsoft Sidewinder joystick. And it didn't have that huge base on the bottom of it, and it did not have the force feedback. So the one I had was called the Force Feedback Pro. And this one, it was just the Sidewinder joystick, and it didn't have that. So you didn't have the vibration and all that stuff in it. But it was still in the same kind of style. So maybe they only did that for a bit and then they got rid of it because, you know, people had issues with it releasing the vibration and the tension if you didn't do it right, or maybe they were failing or something. You know, you never know. Oh yeah, you missed it, Fire Shadow. I was singing it earlier. I don't remember the exact lyrics. Flower, chug-a-lug-a-luggin' 5 miles an hour. I'm an international harvester. Yeah, Fuzzy's over there running Team Green. Let's see, I got this guy. He's still going. Here's the 8820. 8820. 8820. We're getting there. Don't have much to go. We'll be in the cordon here, I think, before we reach halftime. I'll have to remember to come back and cut these beans across the road over there, though. I'd say the International Harvester is probably the theme song for Team Red. What would the theme song for Team Green be? Would be John Deere Green. What is the other one? Big Green Tractor or something like that? What would the theme song be for Team Green? Big Green Tractor? She thinks my tractor's sexy. I don't think John Deere Green. Who sung that? Joe Diffie sung that, John Deere Green. And Big Green Tractor was sung by Jason Aldean. I need to write some old country music. Give me a banjo and a little fiddle and get a computer and put it all together and write some farm songs, you know. I have John Deere green already. We could do if it ain't red, leave it in the shed, or you know, if it's red, leave it in the shed. I don't know how you want to go that route, but write some songs, put a little country twang with it. My soybeans make a little green. Something, you know, some kind of title like that. Working on the farm, trying to pay off the loan, yeah. My soybeans gonna make some green, or something to that effect. It's really, you know, you gotta put that country kind of spin on it with the lyrics and, you know, the country accent, twang, or whatever you want to call it. If it's blue, it's right for you. Trying to see the tab order here, which way is closer. Let's see, I was there. I think it's closer to tab this way to that tractor there. Nothing rhymes with orange. Yeah, you're kind of right. Or you could do like a play on words there if you wanted to. Even though nothing rhymes with the word orange, you could do like, orange grad, you drive something orange. Or yellow? I don't know. Out here in the field, harvesting with fellows. Hey, we're all driving something yellow. I missed my calling. Out here in the field, drinking that yellow mellow. Hey, we're driving combines. Hey, they're all looking yellow. Yeah, mellow yellow. Yeah, of course that is yellow. But gonna build a bonfire, eat some dogs and some mallows. Ah, that didn't really work, huh? You eat roasted marshmallows. Gonna roast up some mallows. Gonna drive down with the combine in our yellow. Yeah, you gotta. Time to take a break. Engine shifts down, starts to rumble and bellow. That combine is great. Hey, it's nice big and yellow. I think the whole songwriting process comes from stuff like that. I think it's like you sit in a studio and then like you come up with words like, hey, this is catchy, hey, this is not, hey, let's record that, let's see if it sticks, you know. I was watching a documentary on AC/DC, and I'm trying to remember what song it was. Been a long time since I saw that documentary. It was one of their faster songs. trying to remember what song it was. It was one of their faster songs, but they had written it with way fewer lyrics than it actually, the final song that they released came out with. So it sounded really like a folk song. All in favor of Matt making his own music album of random songs during streams. Say aye. Aye. Yeah, RIP MTV. Yeah, they shut everything down. I think it was kind of neat how the last song that they played on MTV before they threw the switch and turned it off was the first song that they played on MTV. Does anybody know what song it was? What was the first song that they played on MTV, and what was the last song that they played on MTV? No, it wasn't Money for Nothing. Yep, Big Al got it. It was Video Killed the Radio Star. That was the first song that they played on MTV, was Video Killed the Radio Star. And then it was also the last song that they played before they threw the switch. So no more MTV. MTV is gone. Yeah, MTV is shut down for good. Yeah, no, they shut the whole thing down. They shut it all down, I think. I know, because I remember seeing what was that show, that Ridiculousness? Remember that one? That wasn't a music show. That was the Rob. What was his name? Rob. Was it Diedrich or something like that? He hosted that show. Yeah, they were talking about that and how that was going away, and no more Teen Mom, no more Catfish, stuff like that. And I'm like, man, these shows, they don't matter. What mattered to us, was the music. That's what MTV was. It was music television, where we got all of our all of our music interests from back in the day. Yeah, MTV Cribs, they showed that on there too. What was the ride? The ride where they did your car. Yeah, they shut it completely down. Yeah, Pimp My Ride, that was it. Yeah, they shut it completely down. When was it? Was it at the beginning of the year? It was either at the beginning of the year or just recently. They completely shut it all down. But I think MTV was owned by, I'm trying to remember their parent company. They change hands so often now. But I think that was owned by NBC Universal. But they completely shut it down. Well, I mean, they really couldn't do the music stuff anymore because of all of the, it would be so expensive to play the music on there because of all the copyright stuff. And then they couldn't like distribute it out to like DVD, Blu-ray, streaming services, stuff like that, because then they would have to pay royalties to all of like the music artists, right? So it would be way, way, way too expensive. And see, that's where, you know, artists and stuff, they would go and promote, you know, their music. That's how the word of mouth got spread by of the music, and so you could watch the music video and listen to it, and I'm telling you, music is just not what it used to be. Today's music, and I mean, it may be that I'm older now. True, I am older now, and I know all the older people say, yeah, music is not what it was like back in the 60s and 50s and 70s and 80s and stuff. But music, to me, I'll agree with that. Music in the 50s, you start with the birth of rock and roll. So you look at artists like Elvis, you look at artists like Chuck Berry, you look at all the malt shop oldies music. You look at all the 60s music. So you had Motown, you had a lot of the oldies music back then. You had like the Revolution music. So you had Creedence Clearwater Revival. You had Led Zeppelin. You had all of them like that. And then you look at the 70s. You had a lot of the classic rock born in that area in that era. And then in the 80s you had like your hair bands, your metal bands. So you had Guns N' Roses, and you had Motley Crue, and just a whole list of them. And then in the 90s you had Stone Temple Pilots, you had REM, you had, oh gosh, there's so many to list. I mean, there's so many to go down the list, and a lot of great music that's not just rock music, but a lot of just great music in general back in the 90s. And then we had some great music in the 2000s, just right after the millennium. It seems to be, to me anyway, and this is my opinion, is music, and there's a few that are good past 2010, but it seemed to kind of go downhill past 2010. That's where you started having a lot of the copyright lawsuits. That's where you started having a lot of the changes from MTV, and that wasn't just MTV. So you had MTV, you had Fuse, you had VH1. They stopped playing the music because it was either because of all the legalities, like the lawsuits and stuff like that, or it's just the fact that the music is just not as great as it used to be. And that's kind of how I look at it. Then you had the breakthrough of like the streaming services and stuff like that, and a lot of people just discover their music through that. Most of us discovered our music back in the day. We turned on MTV and watched the music video. We'd be like, man, that's a good song. So then we'd wait with a cassette tape and try to record it on the radio. We'd try to catch it. Number one, you had to catch like a program show like Casey Kasem's Top 40 or something like that, and then try to catch it and hit record at the right time, and then turn it off before they started talking and interrupting the song. That's how we made our mixtapes back in the day. That was before the days of CD burners and Napster and all your downloading services, and eventually they came out with iTunes, and then the streaming services. Now they have Spotify and Pandora and Apple Music and all that stuff now. You pay subscriptions for all that stuff, most of that stuff. There are some free versions with ads and stuff, but most of it requires a subscription. See, I thought they were NBC Universal. So, Fire Shadow says that MTV was launched by Warner Communications, currently owned by Paramount Skydance, through Paramount Media Networks division, acquisitions and mergers. Yeah, see, it's always something involving Viacom and CBS. I want to say I really thought they were NBC Universal back in the day. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought back in the day, maybe like 90s and 2000s, they were NBC Universal. I could be wrong. You don't remember Fuse? Fuse was more... MTV was more of like your current music. VH1 really hit more towards more of the classic songs, like your classic 70s, 80s, 90s, you know, stuff like that. That was VH1. And then Fuse was more of your alternative rock type songs. So you look at artists like My Chemical Romance and AFI and, you know, Evanescence, Linkin Park, you know, stuff like that. They were more of your kind of alternative music style channel that you would go and watch all that kind of music on. Yeah, CMT, they did a lot of the country, and then you had GAC. CMT and GAC, Great American Country. Even CMT kind of went more the way of syndication from older TV programming, and then they introduced their own shows and stuff, kind of like MTV did. So you don't really have any, you know, fully dedicated channels where you can go watch just music videos anymore, really. Yeah, CMT kind of went the way of MTV. They kind of did the same thing. Oh, what, you want my grain? Want my beans? Yo, Blue, how's it going? Yeah, we're getting there. We just about got it. Oh, you gotta go to a doctor's appointment. Those are always fun. see you later. Have fun. Hopefully it's a doctor that'll give you a lollipop or something. Most of them, they don't do that no more. My doctor, he always had the, you know, the buckets of the blue and yellow bubble gum, the individually wrapped bubble gum. He always kept a bucket of that bubble gum under each, like cabinet with a door on it, and he would have a bucket of it down there, and he would check you out, and stuff first, and then he'd give you a piece of bubble gum. Can't remember the brand of that bubble gum, but I remember the wrapper. It had blue. It was wrapped up like a Tootsie Roll, and it had blue ends on it, and the main part of it was yellow, and I think where the logo had like a red circle. It was just plain Jane bubble gum. I mean, it was, but you always remember that stuff like that. They probably don't do that anymore now. Wonder if I could find the name of that bubble gum. Oh, there it is right there. What's the brand name of that? Double Bubble. America's original Double Bubble. Original flavor bubble gum. That's it. I'll post that in and it was round too, yeah. It always kind of reminded me of a hay bale. I'll post that in Discord. Yeah, it was called Double Bubble Bubblegum. It had blue ends on it, and it was yellow in the center, and then it had a round, red round circle on it. That's it. That's the bubblegum. Yeah, Double Bubble. That's it. You'd have a bucket of that Double Bubble bubblegum. I always liked the bubble gum from the baseball cards. My brother and I, we had a couple of baseball card shops that we would visit and go in and buy baseball cards. You know, like the packs. We'd just buy like several packs, and each pack had the bubble gum in it. So we'd chew the bubble gum. It was always dry and hard, and it's probably wasn't the best, but to us it was the best because it came with the baseball cards. And then we take the baseball cards, and we actually had really large 3-ring binders that we would put them in, and organize them, put them with the teams and stuff, and whoever it was. And I always collected cards that were not just baseball cards. I've got some NBA cards from back in the day. I've got some football cards from back in the day. But I also collected a lot of like movie cards. And I'd put them in some of the pages of those little 3-ring binder pages you slide the cards down in. I need to try to find those. I've still got them somewhere. They're probably just put up somewhere in a tub or something. Oh yeah, we're getting close. Just about done with the beans. Oh, there's the wind. I knew it was supposed to get windy around 9:30, 10 o'clock. What was it now? Yep, about 9:30. That wind is supposed to start kicking up right now, and how long is that supposed to last? Supposed to last until sometime mid-afternoon, so hope it doesn't blow my leaves back around. Hey kids, look, a deer. You better run, deer. You're gonna get run over by the combine. Oh, he ain't afraid of that combine at all, is he? Look at that. You better run, baby, run, run, baby, run, 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 baby, run. Get out of here, run, run, run. We need more wildlife. We got birds, we got deer. We need like some rabbits and some wild hogs and some wild turkeys running around. And what else? Possums and skunks and, you know. You'd have like little raccoons on your back porch at your house. You know, you go to sleep at your house and there's little raccoons in your trash. You want to make it more realistic? Let's do it. Morning, Trent. Alright, while that guy is headed back down yonder ways, I think I'm going to go ahead and take my first break. So you guys over on YouTube, thanks for watching. Make sure you catch out the next episode. Come right back, wrap up this soybean harvest, and get into the corn. We're going to be harvesting our corn. Until then, YouTube, remember you reap what you sow. It's Matt from the Grain Arcade. We'll see y'all in the next one. Have a good one.